I'm the impaired fire department. Away we went. And we had, out of all my fire department, the only survivors are Bob Bambrick, who is my assistant chief, and Chester Williams. If I'd like you guys to stand up, please. Chester and Bob never, ever missed a practice. No matter how dull and boring they were, they always showed up. They were the most reliable guys. There was a few others too that always showed up. We had one old fellow who actually fought in World War I, a fellow by the name of Bill Kolosoff that fought in World War I. And he was one of our older members at the time, but he still showed up. And it was, we rolled along pretty good. And one day we decided that we would form a fire district. So we sent a delegation down to Victoria. One of them was Bob Bambrick's father, Ed Bambrick. And I think there was 2 or 3 or 4 people went on this delegation down to the Parliament buildings to meet the powers to be to form a fire district. So they came back and we said, well, what did you learn? And they told us, they said, well, they want us to go one step further. They said with the same vote, we should become our own municipality. And we thought, well, we can't afford to do that. And they said, no, they showed us our taxation base. They said, we have got all kinds of money. Now, this is back in 1966. And they said, the island has all kinds of money. You can be your own government. So at this point of time, I had sold the Chevron station, which is Mike's garage, and I was leaving the island to chase my island true love to the mainland. And I said, well, you guys have to decide on your own. So, unfortunately, they just went to forming a fire district instead of becoming a municipality. But this was quite a turning point in the island's history. Way back then, we could have become the first Gulf Island municipality. And we didn't. And that's pretty well about where I left off. Bob took over as chief from there, and he was, what was it, 15 years, Bob, as chief?
Maybe not quite.
Not quite? Then we had a few other chiefs, they came and went, and finally we got Chester, who dedicated his whole life to the And that's about all I can say. Before I stop, I'd like to present a piece of firefighting apparatus to the chief to put in your museum. Looks like a piece of junk, but I found it the other day. Hang on. This is one of our first firefighting nozzles with what appears to be, I'm not sure what the hose is made out of, but it's a Wajax nozzle, and I'd like to present it to the chief.
Before Don goes back to the table there, we just had a little thing to present to him here. Our first fire chief, we just got a certificate of appreciation for him here, and I just wanted to give that to you before you sat down. So Don's got some great stories. It sounds to me like we're all lucky to be here. So I wonder if maybe Tom would come up now.
Alistair Ross, Henry Haxley, and one that I really missed here today was Storm and Norman Russell. That was a big thing for him, was the Fiesta. And anyway, there's a couple we'd like to pay tribute to. One is, he's actually still active in our department. He's our training officer. And he started in the department when he was 8 years old. He's got 25 years in now. 33. He's our training officer and safety officer and our mentor, and he keeps us towing the line. And he couldn't make it tonight, but wanted to pay tribute to him. Second one is
his name, Tom. His name.
Oh, Thor Bonger. Our second one is our first fire chief. He started in 1941 until 82. And there was a few stories I wrote down here. And he was a chief for those years. During this time, Mac Lowe held the force license on the island and allowed Harry and the firefighters to use their firefighting equipment and look after any bushfires or residential fires. They gave us an old Mac Lowe truck, a Wagex pump, and a hose and a shovel, and off they went. Back then, Harry and his wife, Davina, they were the contacts for any fire call. And it worked pretty well, except when there was a boat fire. And Harry was out on the boat, and nobody could take the call. So he had a boat fire, and also there was a house fire. And so nobody responded because nobody was home to take the call. He was always recognizable. He would always be wearing his farmer's straw hat, summer and winter, and a very wide stance, which he riding a codboat around. I don't know if that's sea right before. He was always recognizable by now. Harry was also a respected person tirelessly for the department, and he always helped anybody in need. Lieutenant Field President of Galiano Canadian Association, Harry was fire chief for over 30 years. After retiring as fire chief, Harry was honored the naming him fire marshal. He passed away in 88. And we have a plaque that we found in the fire hall with the dates on it. And this afternoon I presented Jean Sylvie with a service pen for those years, and we have a plaque there with Sylvie dates, if you like, or any of the dates. Is Sylvie here? Anyway, we have the plaque, and I should take it up to Jean Sylvie in the morning. Anyway, that's the vote here. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
One person who his name has been missed tonight was Victor Zella, who donated all that property where the fire hall is. He and Jim Ripley started the first ambulance with an old pickup no, it wasn't a pickup, a panel truck that he had. That was our ambulance to start.
So much for the invitation to celebrate 50 years of volunteer firefighting on Galiano Island. I am sorry I will not be there with you to celebrate, as my work schedule and the ferry schedule have conspired against it. I would like to say, though, that during my time as a volunteer fireman, I went through a range of emotions, from the happiness of being part of a great team of kindred spirits to having the crap scared out of me on a number of occasions. That being said, I would like to give a shout out to the late Ken Hardy, who saved my life in a fire near Georgeson Bay one night when he and I were on a hose inside the burning house when the lights went out. I froze with fear, but I recall him telling me calmly to turn around quickly and hand over hand the hose back to the entrance. I could not see anything, but I could feel the heat of the fire increasing as we beat a hasty retreat. When we stepped out at the kitchen door, the house was completely engulfed in flames, and within a very few minutes the place was on the ground. God bless you, Ken Hardy. You were amazing, and I am alive today because of your cool-headedness and skill. Best wishes to all the men and women who have been and are the Galiano Volunteer Fire Department. Robert Bob Gilson. Thank you, everybody, for a great evening. It's going to continue here, so let's enjoy each other's company, and I think Mark's going to give us some music at this point. There is a dance floor over here.